Welcome to A Kind Life. Today I'm joined by Craig from Five Vegans over in Perth. How are you going, Craig?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. I'm really grateful that you're here. It's really cool, actually. I do like to share how I know people. And one of my friends that I actually met through Instagram, Mon, also known as Losing My Vegan Virginity, she supports you guys and buys some items from you. And I started following you after seeing what she's bought from you. So thank you so much for coming on today.
Yep. Okay, happy to be here.
So tell us a little bit. I know there's a few parts to your story, but I'm really intrigued to start with Five Vegans, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, so Five Vegans started, that was about 2 years ago now. I mean, we did have an online store called Aussie Infants selling on eBay, but then once we got into veganism and animal rights, we really wanted to, do more with that. So that's when I set up the website, because we just had trouble sometimes finding products that were vegan or things we wanted to get in that we couldn't get. So we thought this is a good opportunity to set up a business to help other people with the same problems.
Yeah. And so how did you come up with the name Five Vegans?
Oh, that was my wife, Sam. She came up with that. Well, that's because there's 5 of us in the family.
Okay. Yep.
But even I didn't get that at first. 5 vegans, oh yeah, that sounds cool. I didn't realise what the number meant.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And so for people who haven't jumped onto your website, I guess explain, what Five Vegans is and what sort of products you sell.
Yeah, so it's all vegan, cruelty-free products. So we've got food, but also eco-friendly products. So stuff that are reusable, baking trays and cups. But yeah, there's a lot of, people buy a lot of chocolate. Vegan chocolate.
We're all a bit addicted to vegan chocolate, especially now that there's such a good range.
Yeah, there's new stuff every week, basically.
And how did you guys find everything? I guess I'm really intrigued to know, how you source these products, and I guess do you get to try a lot of them yourselves?
Yeah, so Sam does a lot of the sourcing, which she had experience back from the other business, so just searching online or other people's Facebook might suggest something. So we'll look up, try and find out where to get it. We have quite a few different wholesale suppliers. They get stuff in, but we just search. Yeah, she's the main one that searches for that. So she's good at searching in Google or asking suppliers to get stuff in.
Yeah, awesome. Does a lot of it have to come from overseas, or is there more now made in Australia?
There's a mixture. We try and get as much from Australia as we can. But yeah, some stuff we have to get from overseas. But there is, more Australian companies that are making items now.
Yeah, that's good. And you guys as well, I know it's an online store, but you also attend markets and things, don't you? You do go to events to sell products?
Yeah, so we're mostly online, but we do try and do all the vegan events. So if there's the Animal Rights March Day or Vegan Expo. We do these environment events where it's all vegan. And occasionally we have tried some other markets that weren't specifically for vegan stuff, but we didn't go as well at those, but we still do those occasionally, but we mainly stick to the ones that are more related.
Yeah.
To our target audience, I guess. Yeah.
Is there a good, I'm based in Melbourne, so I don't know exactly. What is the vegan scene like in Perth? Do you get a lot of support? Do you find there are a lot of events to attend?
It's becoming more and more. Yeah, the scene here is really good, the activism and the events. So we've got Emma Maddle here, is a vegan activist. She arranges a lot of that Vegan Expo, Animal Rights March, the NARD Day. She does something for that as well. And there's other markets that happen.
Yeah, that's good.
So, yeah, there's a good, we have a lot of supporters in the scene, people that know us now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing because you launched in 2020, I think it was towards the end of the year, that would have been hard as well with COVID, but then because you are an online business, that I'm guessing might have helped in some sense.
Yeah, so because, we're just online, obviously we can still ship stuff out, didn't stop us operating, so that was good. Yeah.
And one of the, I suppose, core functions as well of Five Vegans is you guys like to give back, to animal organisations. So tell us about that part of your business.
Yeah, that was one of the main drivers behind it, is raising money for animal charities and sanctuaries. Because I know when a lot of people in the community do like to donate money and give, there's only so much you can donate each time. So we've designed the mystery box where you pay $40 and you get $40 of food, but the profit we donate $10. So anyone that's buying it still gets, what they're paying for, they actually get, but they're also helping out the charities each month. So we do a different one each month that we donate to. But yeah, the ultimate goal is I want to earn at least, $1,000 a month, but even, up to 10,000 would be awesome.
Yeah. And which sort of charities have you supported so far? I know there's been a lot, but just name a few.
Well, I think we've done every animal sanctuary in Perth, a lot of wildlife rehabilitation ones, have done sanctuaries over east. We just choose, different ones, animal rescues, anything. We look online for people like sanctuaries or places that are struggling and that need help. Sometimes they reach out to us to be chosen as well.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think it's a great part of, your business model because, when I saw that that's part of your like subscription or your mystery box, that's really cool that, people still get their value of the product, but $10 goes to an animal organisation. Such a great idea.
Yeah. I mean, we also have at checkout, you can leave tips as well. If you just want to, just give a donation. A lot of people do that. That gets added on.
Do you have any idea of, how much so far you've been able to raise collectively for charities, or is that something you haven't kind of tracked yet?
We'll talk about that. We don't have the exact number, but it's over 2,000, I think, at the moment. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a real, great idea and something that obviously you guys should be really proud of. So yeah, it's cool that you've started that.
Yeah. Thanks.
And tell us as well. So actually, before I move on, I just wanted to check. So is this like your primary form of like work and business, or do you do something else as well?
No, I work full time for government as well.
Oh, wow. So you're super busy.
Yeah, so Sam sort of does this, full time, but this is my part time at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. Is the aim one day that hopefully it can be both of your full-time gigs or?
Yeah, that's the aim. Yeah. I'd like to do this
awesome.
at some point. Yeah.
That's great. And so tell us about, your vegan journey.
So basically when I was at age 30, I went vegetarian. Back then, I mean, I'd sort of been thinking Sam was a vegetarian since a child. So being with her, I was thinking about it. My brother was vegetarian at the time. And I saw, Paul McCartney had like an article in the newspaper. I remember reading that. And then I saw some footage from over in the Middle East, I think sheep getting put into the boot of a car. It was those two things that really triggered it at that point. I was no longer going to eat meat. But back then, I didn't really know about veganism. I didn't know about dairy or other things that go on. It wasn't until almost 10 years later that I found out more about that stuff. And that's when I really started to look into everything that was going on and realise, obviously you have to be vegan. Vegan animal cruelty.
Yeah. And I know as well that part of your story is that, having a vegan diet actually helped you with some health issues. Like, did you already have the health issues and then once you went vegan, you saw some changes, or how did that occur?
Yeah, well, so when I went vegetarian at age, that was strictly like an ethical thing. But when I was getting towards the vegan part, it was at first, some of it was a health. Before we really found out about the dairy and everything, I'd seen a naturopath and they'd sort of taken me off dairy and some of the other products. I'd already started going down the vegan path just on the health aspects because we watched the documentary, What the Health, as well around that point. And then I started thinking more about the ethics and I watched the speech by James Aspey and that really cemented the ethical part as well. But yeah, the diet, so the vegetarian diet would have helped a bit, but it was after I started eating the vegan diet, I started to get more health benefits after taking out dairy and all forms of animal products.
And so what was the health? I think you had a certain type of arthritis.
Yeah, so I've got ankylosing spondylitis. That's an autoimmune arthritis condition that causes inflammation in different joints, especially in the upper back. So that's what I've had that. I was getting pain and from the age of about 23. So for years and years, I had chronic pain and very strong pain tablets, not knowing what was wrong. But now, like at the moment, I haven't had a pain pill at least about 2 months or more.
Oh.
It used to be all day, every day. I'd be taking 2 Panadeine Forte and 2 Tramadol together every 4 hours at one point.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even know if you're meant to actually take them together. The doctor gave them to me, but looking back, yeah.
Yeah, wow. And so did you, have you discussed with your doctors, like I'm assuming they would know that you're vegan and that the impact that's had on, the side effects of your arthritis?
Oh, it's one of those things you try and bring it up. And most doctors, if I say about the diet and the pain, they don't even reply. They sit in their chair looking down as if I haven't even said anything. Sometimes you can try and say it again, they just ignore you. My current doctor acknowledges it, but doesn't really, they don't go, wow, suddenly drop their booklet and look at you and ask the story of what's going on. Yeah, they're not very open to it.
Yeah, wow.
Unfortunately, but yeah.
Yeah. And so that's something I think that, you have tried to share in other like kind of forums, haven't you, is about how it's helped you with your health issues?
Yeah, so I've done a couple of other podcasts and I just try and, when you do outreach, if it ever comes up about people's health or if they've got pain as well, then I bring it up then.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely, it makes a big difference. Yeah.
And so what part, I suppose as well, I'm not sure of the age of your kids. So have your kids always been vegan? Have they been raised vegan, or was that a change for them as well?
Oh, the two oldest were vegetarian at that point, and the only meat they ever ate occasionally was fish, because we, back then we actually thought they needed it. We're worried they need the omega-3 fats or something from fish, so they've had fish a few times. Other than that, they used to have dairy, but the youngest, she's been fully vegan since birth. Wow. But we've all been vegan now for 5 years, so that's the kids included.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. And how did that transition go for the kids?
Back then, it's nothing major, because the only thing they were really having was eggs occasionally and cheese, and I know they mostly like the vegan cheese. I don't really eat it that much myself, but they seem to love it. We have to stop them eating too much. So it wasn't a problem for them, and I don't know, the soy milk and that they're fine with. So
yeah. I suppose it's sometimes like people are concerned about, how much detail they go into with kids, when they explain, like, are they aware of the ethical side of it?
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, it took a long time. I think originally they just didn't believe that the meat in the supermarket or anything was actually an animal. Yeah. But now, they know. They never, they don't know like real details. They wouldn't watch, they don't need to watch any footage, but they definitely wouldn't want to watch anything like that or see anything too much.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess, do you have like any advice for, parents with navigating any of those challenges, like around veganism, like whether it be about, things at school or, taking them to events and, them maybe feeling like they're missing out or not understanding?
Well, just when they go to events or anything like that, make sure they have their own food with them that they can take. I guess if you teach them a little bit of what goes on, they can sort of explain that themselves. And I think with their generation, the younger kids now, there's so many kids with allergies, and there's a lot of kids that are gluten-free and that they don't really, I know not with my kids anyway, they haven't really been asked too much about it. Occasionally, but they're just, and they seem more accepting at that age. I don't know, maybe when they're teenagers it might be different.
And do they go along to any of the activism that you guys attend?
They came along once to a Cube of Truth, and they stood in the queue for about 1 minute before they got bored. Wanted to get out, but generally, no, I usually do the activism all by myself. They come along to the markets and stuff. Yeah, cool. And the Animal Rights Day March, they'll be there. But
yeah, that's awesome. Might be something as they get older they want to get involved in. You never know. Yeah. Yeah. And so tell us about the types of activism, did you get into that straight away when you went vegan?
Yeah, it wasn't too long after, maybe half a year or something, till I didn't really know even what was happening around, but I went to an animal sanctuary, and then I met the guy that was Jimmy, that was running the Perth Anonymous for the Voiceless, Hebrew Troops, and I was talking to him about it. So not long after that I went to that. So that's the main one that I've done. I've done other smaller protests here and there, and animal rights marches and things. But yeah, I wanted to get into it pretty quick, yeah.
Because you guys have quite a big Cube of Truth in Perth, don't you? Like you have quite a few activists that attend.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I haven't been able to go too much lately. It's too busy with the business, but especially when I used to go there, yeah, it used to be quite big. It's a bit smaller now and then, but it just changes. You get new people along all the time. There's always enough people there to make a difference anyway.
Yeah, that's awesome. And do you have relatively receptive people that come past, or do you get a little bit of, I suppose, like confrontation with the public?
Mostly positive. I find the people that don't like it just tend to walk past and yell something. Yeah, call you an idiot or yell, I love bacon, and then there's, I walk off. Occasionally you might get someone arguing. I mean, I've spoken to a couple of farmers there before. A dairy farmer, I think twice, I've spoken to dairy farmers, but it was still an amicable conversation.
That's good. Yeah. And you guys as well, I think, quite regularly over in Perth, because there are a number of live export ships that leave from one of the areas. Is there protests and things that you've been to with that?
Yeah, I've been to one down at Fremantle that we do. There's a awesome activist here, Bako. He's there. I mean, every day the ship's there, he's there documenting it.
Wow.
And he's, so they had a live sheep thing just last weekend, I think it was, on Saturday that people attended. So stuff for that all the time, but he's really big on documenting everything that goes on.
Do you find that difficult? Like, is it difficult for you to see animals getting loaded onto the ships?
Yeah, well, anytime. When I was down there, they weren't doing, I've seen heaps of footage. I mean, it's always hard. Even just seeing a truck drive past for the animals is hard,
Yeah.
Watch any of it, yeah.
And I guess, do you have any plans for anything else that you're working on, whether it be like changes in the business or wanting to do a bit more activism? Is there anything coming up in the future that you'd like to share?
Just mainly expanding the business. Like, we just want to get more products here. We're looking at maybe designing some shirts ourselves, especially shirts for kids. I definitely like to do more activism if I had time. I'd like to get out there more. I enjoy doing the filming stuff, like we do the short videos for Instagram and things. I like trying to do funny videos. I'd like to maybe do more on that side.
Yeah.
I think
it's really cool how as well, when you have your mystery box, the charity that you're supporting, you also share like some of the footage from that organisation during that month. That's really cool because people can understand where their money's going to.
Yeah, I was trying to get as much. I'd like to be able to visit all of them as well. That'd be good.
Yeah, I was going to ask, do you get to go to the ones that are local to you guys?
Yeah, we've been to 3 of them so far, But there's ones over east that, Sam talks to all the time. Like when you're on holiday, come by.
Yeah.
A lot of them now, I mean, there's one in Perth where you can even stay there overnight. So we got to stay on the property. That was good.
That's really cool. And I'm guessing the kids would love that as well.
Yeah, they enjoy that, seeing all the animals.
Yeah. And before we finish up, is there any advice you would just generally have for people, whether it be around, starting a vegan business or doing activism?
Starting a vegan business, I guess you just want to do your research as to what's already out there, maybe find out that people definitely are interested in what you're trying to sell. But one of the main things is to stick to it, I guess, not expect to be successful in a couple of months, anything like that. It can take, takes a few years, at least a couple of years or more, just to even start getting established.
Yeah.
So that's hard. I don't know. It'd be quite hard to do, I think, if that was going to be your main form of income. Luckily of us, my other job is actually the main income.
Yeah.
We're able to work on this. But and for activists or anyone, is really just to get out there and find out what type of activism that you like, try different things until you find so many different forms of activism that you can do. But I think if every vegan, was out there doing something, trying to change more people, the whole movement would happen a lot quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's great advice. And for people, you know, if they want to jump across and have a look at, I'm guessing the website is the best place to check out all your products.
Yeah. So yeah, just the Five Vegans websites. I mean, we've got Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all those. But yeah,
awesome.
And we do. We've got blogs on the website. If you sign up to the newsletter, you'll get sent updates.
Yeah, cool. I'll share all those links in the show notes so that people can jump across and have a look. And yeah, if they have any questions, I'm guessing they can reach out to you directly, either by email through your website or on your Instagram through messages.
Yeah. The emails or Facebook Messenger. Yep.
And I guess before we finish up, I'd actually be interested to know, like, what's one of the, I suppose, like, most favorite products at the moment? Like, is there anything new that's come out that people are loving, or is it sort of a steady favorite?
Oh, one of the steady favorites is the tofu press.
Ah, that's interesting.
As a one standalone product, that's our biggest seller. Apart from that, it's chocolate and lollies every time you get a new chocolate. It's the best,
Yeah, there's been a few come out recently that I've known has been a bit of a, you know, rave about people trying to find them and get them. So I'm sure it's good to be able to find them on your website and get them sent directly.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much, Craig. Did you happen to have like a favorite quote that you wanted to share?
Yeah. My favorite one it's actually from a Hatebreed song, the metal band. It's like, sometimes standing for what you believe means standing alone.
Very true.
Yeah. So even if if you're in some small town, you want to do activism and you're only one, it's still worth doing and trying.
Yeah, it can still have an impact.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Craig. Really, really grateful that we finally got to meet, and I look forward to seeing more of your good content online. So thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries.